Hey guys, D1sco here. Today I'm going to look at the Dead by Daylight stats, celebrating 10 years in the fog as they call it. I'm very interested in seeing this. I'm When was this posted? The 15th. Okay, so this was posted a day before Jason's release. This video is releasing, I think, a few days after, just because I've been playing catch up with a lot of videos. Still not caught up, so but I am kind of curious at this point how long I'll be backed up for. Still have a lot to film though. Let's see what it says here. It says happy 10th anniversary, which still feels crazy to me. This game, and I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't think of it existing for 10 years. Um, Orange is the. He was telling me one time about some things he heard about the game in its original state, and it sounded not great. The game has come a long way. What kind of hurt the game for me, and cause I used to really like this game, but then this one, they had what the update that everybody calls the 40 perk rework, but it was actually, I believe, 39 or 38 perks. So it wasn't even, so that was a lie. And Behavior themselves were the ones who were calling it the 40 perk rework. That was a lie. Behavior. You lying pricks. Yeah, so they lied about how many perks they did, and then the big thing they wanted to do with that update is, and they said it themselves, they wanted killer players to kill more, right? I believe at the time it was like 49, 40 or so, or no, it was 51, 49 percent of like killers like winning essentially. And after that update, it went to 60-40. And something that I find interesting, because I haven't played in a few years, is people have been complaining lately, certain people, that killer is somehow like complete dog shit and horrible and all this stuff. I look at that. This is a quick side tangent, of course, but I look at that narrative and I go, "What are you guys talking about?" Behavior themselves explicitly have stated that they want the game to be killer side. At least the one time was the 40 perk rework stuff, and then they have released that change, which dramatically made it that way. Um, and then survivors pretty much get nothing outside of like perks. They did. I mean, they gave us a new item, so you definitely can't forget the fog vial because that was a thing for survivors. But survivors overall got a lot less than killers do, in my opinion, anyways. In terms of having good stuff to work off of in this game outside of like perks. Yeah, so I am always curious about where that narrative of behavior hates killer players that's been happening lately comes from, considering quite the opposite is true. They favor the killers, apparently. They stated so themselves that they want the game to be intentionally that side, sided. Where you visit us in Montreal, our celebrate list is on the line. What? Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for making this anniversary in the live stream. So I haven't done the live stream yet. Orange kind of has made it seem like I should do some of the stuff in it, which I don't know anything in it. And I think I looked into it briefly. I need to look into that more, but the one I found was over 9 hours. There's no way I can justify that. There's no way I can justify a 9 hour video. Like, there's no way, because the reaction's going to be way long. There's no way I can do that. But let's see what the stats are before I ramble on about our stats. Total survivors sacrificed. I'm a good portion of that number because I'm fucking dog shit. 5,077,386,489. Total survivors escaped 3,642,287,469. I'm definitely liking none of that number because I suck ass. Total blood points earned 492,922,17,303,481. Total generators repaired 5,870,852,930. Total health states healed 15,333,858,920. Most picked killer and survivor. The Huntress for killer was 195,592,826, and then Meg Thomas was 1,108,148,499. So okay, this is what I see. So the day was split between June 14th, 2016 and April 30th, 2026. In my opinion, these numbers are low. For supposedly 10 years, these numbers feel very low to me. Considering the amount of players that have like, oh my god. Including things like what they love to brag about. Or they bragged about it in something I read of theirs. I forget what it was, but the FNAF chapter release, I remember they bragged about, oh wait, the highest player count ever. Yeah, why do you think that was? And then also, like, they bragged about, like, that was a good thing, and then didn't even bother mentioning the, like, super fast decline the game took, like, immediately after, because all the people who can't bother giving a flying fuck about this game already left. And then the people who did, some of them left during the Walking Dead thing. And I never even got to play during that, which I'm kind of grateful for now, hearing about all the bugginess and the problems. Hearing how one of Behavior's own team members handled like responding to a player, which somehow that got out. Again, don't know the story. Somehow that got out, which led to backlash and more problems for Behavior, because now there's like outcry from their fans, which led to them kill switching, I think, everything that, like, 3 or 4 things that were problematic, and then those got fixed like the next day, so it was a complete waste of time to do it, basically. But yeah, total pallets dropped 11,489,048,489 sorry, 48,092. There was a match I had where they didn't drop pallets at all, and I tried to, like, give the survivors a chance to, and they always, because I forget why I was playing killer. I was trying to go for, like, some easy challenge, and that was it. But they literally gave me the freest 4K of my life, so I took it. But yeah, I just remember, like, so many times they ran past pallets and they never dropped them once, so I just kept walking behind them. I don't even remember if I used my power much. I think I was Freddy, so not like I would have had much of a power, but at the time, because that was before his rework. But yeah, I think I did walk behind them. They just kept running around, wouldn't drop pallets or anything. I managed to 4K because they weren't dropping pallets, because they were just running around. So all I had to do, right, is just stay in chase, and then if I needed it, right, just stay in chase, let the bloodlust build up, because I believe that makes killer players, like, faster, and the chase is sort of a compromise, sort of like a compromise against, like, good survivor players that are, like, looping you, like, really well. Um, and then, just hit them. Close now to attack. Total normal chainsaw hits is 49,909,810. Total survivors trapped in bear traps, 88,772,852. Total surprise hits out of invisibility, 106,826,674. To celebrate 10 stellar years, we want to look back at how much you've all accomplished, and the flag was a special stats post. From counting down the bullet points the whole community has earned to shouting out our favorite first killers. It's been a truly special 10 years. Here's to many more. Till next time, the WW team. Not gonna lie, guys, in my opinion, these numbers feel low. If this game was more successful, 'cause this game, lately, and this has just been my experience, but lately, in my experience, like lately, this game only really exists in its community, and its community is very like toxic at times. Um, at least certain parts of it are. From what I remember, like the fact that they just complain about like everything has kind of turned me off from like, wanting to be more in the community, and a number of other things have kind of turned me off. I can't think of all the reasons, but there's been so many over the years. But yeah, these numbers feel kind of low to me. If in terms of if the game did like, if this game was just to give an example of an online game that I felt like was a little bit more successful, even if the genres aren't the same, like Fortnite, right? If this game could have done a little bit better, like gotten similar player numbers and whatnot over the years as Fortnite, I think these numbers would have been way higher. But Fortnite doing better makes sense to me, right? Fortnite has so many characters that are like, you know, licensed like things, and the gameplay is generally like pretty fun in Fortnite. Not amazing, but it's fun. This game can be very frustrating and whatnot, so I don't blame people. But I am curious if this game did like closer to Fortnite numbers of players and whatnot, how much more these numbers would be. But before I continue ramble on too long, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the algorithmic garbage. It helps out a lot, and it means a lot to us. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.